Hey everybody, Learn Defense Industries. Thanks for watching. We have another ammunition test coming at you today. This is the 124 grain Broadhead from Mid America Munitions. Mid America Munitions is a newer company to me, at least. Recently found them, started following them, and they've come out with this new product, which I really was excited about when I saw them releasing it. It is a all copper 124 grain projectile. And the thing that got me was the expanded pedals. The expanded pedals look more like the old style Corbon DPX, the slimmer, longer pedals. And I was really excited to see something like that because I've noticed in my testing that the short, fatter pedals that you've seen, that we typically see in the current DPX line or the Barnes TAC XP lines, and especially with the Gorilla, they really cut down on the penetration, where they tend to go with the skinnier, longer pedals. They tend to get deeper penetration with an amazing wound track. So I was extremely excited to see that, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on some. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and run this stuff into some gel blocks. But before we do that, I'm going to show you guys what's so different about this projectile. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the mid-am bullet on the right. It has a nice round, tiny little nose cavity, which is great for reliability inside of firearms. That makes all the difference in the world in some firearms. It has a nice round ogive down here on this bottom end. So reliability should not be a problem. Now, if you will notice, they still use standard brass casings. They haven't gone to the nickel-plated or some of these other, coatings on the brass, which is said to aid in reliability and press checks when you're doing them at night and things along those lines. Mid-Am has chosen not to, for whatever reason, but that's their choice. Personally, I really don't care about it one way or another. I have found that the nickel-plated brass does tend to rattle more inside my magazine, which is extremely annoying. But anyways, so what we have here on your left is the Corbon DPX Gen 2, the Corbon DPX Gen 3 discontinued. Okay, and here is the 115 grain Barnes TAC XP. If you'll notice, when compared next to the 147 grain below it, lead projectile, it is actually larger. And there's the 115 grain at the bottom. These two projectiles were fired and recovered. So if you see that they're deformed a little bit, that's why. But the all copper projectiles are so much larger, so it was kind of surprising for me to see a company go with 124 grain and then have it be subsonic. Will that make a difference in the test? We're going to find out, but will it make a difference make a difference for short range or average confrontation ranges? I don't think it will. Will it at extended ranges? Maybe. If you're talking, you've got to shoot across, a wide open room or something like that. It could make a difference at that range, but at self-defense ranges, I don't think it will. But I kind of wanted to give you guys a view of actually how large these projectiles are when they're all copper. So we're going to go ahead and fire 2 rounds into the ballistics gel, one from a Glock 19, the other from a Glock 26. So stick tuned, you'll see the results. Okay, so these are the wound tracks that we have from the 124 grain Broadhead shot. Bottom one is a Glock 19, top one is a Glock 26. From here to about here is going to be 1.5 inches for the Glock 19 shot. This block is flipped. The projectile did travel this direction, and it did exit the block at 11 1/4 inches in penetration. It got to right about here and did a hard turn and exited out the side of the block. Trying to get these shots closer to the edge so you guys can still see them. The Glock 26 shot is from here to here. It is just over 1.25 inches. And the bullet did get stuck inside of the block, just like we wanted it to. Let me turn down here. See here, when it came out, I don't know if you guys saw this in the film, but it was smoking severely when it came out of that block. It was tearing up a lot of damage. Up here on the Glock 26 shot, that is 12.75 inches of penetration, 12.75. So a little bit more than an inch than the Glock 19 when it left the block, but there was no doubt in my mind that would have kept going. Okay, so this is the star of the show. This is the only recovered projectile we got. Again, fired from the Glock 26. It did phenomenal in there. You guys saw that wound track was literally the entire length of the wound track. I mean, it was just massive and great amount of damage. So, excellent job for this projectile. It final retained weight was 124.8 grains, 124.8. The average expanded diameter is 0.83 with a high of 0.84, and that barely made 0.84. So the expansion on this one is just phenomenal, and it's just so uniform all the way around. Great job by our friends down there at Mid American. Just to give you a size comparison difference, there is the DPX that everybody has loved watching on my channel. As you can see, they do have a very similar profile when it comes to bullet expansion. Nice, long, thin, skinny petals. There's 6 petals on each one. So there's your difference on the backside. You can definitely tell this is a big stinking projectile. It's huge. So it did phenomenally though, and we're going to give you some other comparisons for it too. Here is the current DPX compared to the discontinued. This is again the Broadhead. Here is the Gorilla, and here is Barnes TAC XP. And no, these two are not the same. They have a different ogive. They have a different hollow point hole in each one. The DPX almost has like its own version of the gold dot design on the inside of the hollow point. But here are the all copper projectiles that we've tested so far on the channel. And this Broadhead did just as good as all of them. I think the wounding damage was still probably the most is the either the Gorilla or the Broadhead. So they did the same amount of damage, it looks like, maybe, but the Broadhead at least was able to penetrate due to its skinnier petals. Skinnier, longer is always going to be better in this than short and fat. So hopefully the ammunition manufacturers keep that in mind when they're designing and redesigning and upgrading these things, and that they can start producing better quality. Not that I don't think that any of these won't do this job, but this design down here is by far superior. It's extremely superior. So we had really a lot of fun doing this test. It was great. It was good to meet some new people at the Mid America Munitions. Guys, head over to their website. You can check them out. And whoa! Get back to the star of the show. So go over to Mid American Munitions, check them out, guys. They look like they've done an awesome job with this 124 grain Broadhead. So I can't give this one a high enough recommendation. It is phenomenal, and I think you guys will be solid if you decide to carry this ammunition in your firearm. This is Leroy Learn with Learn Defense Industries, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the channel. Give us a like, share, thumbs up, subscribe, and head over to the website, buy a t-shirt or something along those lines. Help support the channel and growing. Thanks for watching.